going on, YouTube? Welcome
What's up,
back,
guys.
Welcome back. Glad to see you guys. So check it out. Today, this video is kind of more so geared towards the beginner gardener, because we wanted to provide you guys with at least five vegetables or fruit or plants, something that you can grow that's user friendly, that's grower friendly, because some things are a little bit more complicated than others, right? They're a little bit more sensitive and they need a lot more attention. Whereas the ones that we're going to talk about today are kind of sort of, you set them and you can almost set them and let them go on their own.
Carefree.
Yeah, a lot less maintenance, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. How about you go first? Ladies first.
I'm going to go with collard greens. Why? Because at our church, before I decided to do any gardening or anything, a lady, she would plant collard greens right in this certain area, and they just kept coming back. We weren't doing anything to bring them back. She would come and take them off and take them home and cook them, but they just kept coming back time after time, year after year. So I'm like, hey, like, this is what I want to grow. This is the first thing that I'm going to grow, and that's what I did. And still the same thing. They are pretty heat resistant and cold resistant as well. And I would also say quite drought resistant.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I agree 100%. That's she right. Like, even somebody had even come once they knew the collard greens were growing. They came and they cut it all the way down to the ground. And within a year, right back to where it started from. Those things are resilient, super resilient, and they're very low maintenance. You just water them a couple of times a week, fertilize them if you want. You don't even have to fertilize them, because trust me, the ones that was growing at the church, we knew nothing about gardening at the time. We didn't do anything to help those things grow. Mother Nature did what she wanted to do, and
that's why they are my number one.
So the second thing I'm going to say is going to be, now I would like to use a general term and say cantaloupe, but I'm going to say a specific cantaloupe, because that's what we grew, and that's what I had like really good success with, was the Super 45 cantaloupe. Now this one did come from Home Depot. It was one that there was, the starts, right? We grabbed them, and it's funny because I'm looking at there's the tray right there.
Oh.
But the Super 45 cantaloupe, we grabbed them, we took them home, and every plant that we bought, every start that we bought grew. And not only did it grow, they produced fruit. Matter of fact, if you go back and you watch one of our previous videos, the how to pollinate melons, those are the Super 45s that we had got, and they were growing almost on accident. Like, it took no effort. All I had to do was water, feed a couple of times, and when I thought that it wasn't going to produce anything, I would dig through the vine, and I would find melon after melon after melon after melon, and then we harvested those melons, and I was like, oh, it's probably going to be done now, because it's whatever. It's getting closer to the fall. We went out there a couple of days later and found more melons coming, and like, them things were just popping out melons left and right, and they were so good.
So sweet.
It was so sweet, and they didn't get big at all. Maybe about that big. But they were really sweet. They were really good. So, like I said, I don't know if all cantaloupe are like that, but I know the Super 45.
Well, you did you did good with cantaloupe the year before too.
The year before, I did honeydew.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So since we were on that topic, number 3 would be honeydew. And keep in mind, I'm talking like this is in the high desert, so I feel like our environment is a lot harsher than other environments, right? So I'm like, if something grows here well, I'm pretty sure it's gotta grow well in other places. It's gotta grow better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we have to do a lot to maintain it here, right? Whereas in another zone, it may not take as much. But the third thing would be honeydew. So 2 years ago, I planted honeydew, and we went on vacation. We went on vacation again. We left for a couple of days, and when we came back, we had some big. Those honeydew were big, man. So when we came back, they were about the size of a baseball. No, when we left, we had one the size of a baseball. When we came back, we had honeydew all over the place, and those things they got much bigger. They were closer to the size of a store-bought honeydew. And just like the Super 45s, the cantaloupes that we grew last year, and the honeydew that I'm talking about right now, all in containers. I grew the honeydew in white buckets, 5-gallon buckets, and the cantaloupe we grew in 20-inch planters. But here's the thing about just on a side note, I don't know what it is about our garden, but two particular spots are great for growing squash. I don't know what it is. We have two particular spots where if we put squash in this area, even in the container, it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow, and it's gonna grow really well. I don't know what it is about it, but what we did, we grew those things in containers, and they turned out really well. And once again, really low maintenance. Really low maintenance. The hardest thing I had to do sometimes is I had to get out and hand pollinate, because I didn't know, because I wasn't seeing the bees. But they were out there, I just didn't see them, so I was going out and hand pollinating just in case, just to be on the safe side. That was the worst. That was the hardest thing I had to do. Outside of that, go out there every couple of days, make sure they're watered really deep, and them things popped off the fruit left and right. They handle the rest.
Which brings us to number 4, which is squash, zucchini squash. That is
in particular,
the Black Beauty. Wow, those things grow really easily.
Dark Star.
Is it Dark Star?
Black Beauty is an eggplant.
Oh my goodness, did I say that?
So, I'm gonna list something I don't know, but okay.
You what?
Continue. Unless they do have.
I thought they had a Black Beauty.
No,
Maybe I'm wrong.
It looks like a Black Beauty on the thing.
You know what?
I think it's something like that. No.
Okay, so Black Star, Black Beauty, whichever one it is, definitely you want to grow some zucchini if you are new to gardening. It is one of the first things we grew, even our first year, actually trying and attempting, and it did pretty good. It grows pretty much on its own, little maintenance. Better than cucumber. I don't know what it is about cucumber. But we can't really get cucumbers to grow, but zucchini,
My bad.
He's over here fighting with something, guys.
Sorry.
The kitty table.
And it's winning.
It's winning.
So you were saying about the cucumbers?
We can't get cucumbers to grow, but the Black Beauty zucchini. So I apologize. Please forgive me
Whatever
for
it's
saying
called.
that wrong. But the zucchini, those Dark Star or Black Beauty, whatever. I imagine whatever variety that you have, it's going to grow really well. And once again, we're in the high desert, and that thing just keeps popping them out over and over again, even far into the season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the way. Now, last year, unfortunately, the heat wave did affect the entire garden. It affected the entire garden. But the zucchini, I thought it was done. I thought it was dying and it was over with. But once it started to cool, they came right back. And we pulled off zucchini. And keep in mind, we only had how many plants did we have? We had I only remember one.
How many zucchini plants did we have?
Yeah, I remember only one. We had two in planters, and those things was popping off zucchini like crazy. And you get a zucchini, and you get a zucchini. Everybody gets a zucchini. It was it was crazy. It was a lot. But it was cool because we like zucchini. We use zucchini like in
it's
spaghetti.
One of our favorites.
Yeah, we put it in spaghetti, on pizza, in lasagna.
Zucchini fries.
She likes the zucchini fries.
Sauteed
We all do, but Yeah.
I haven't tried the casserole yet, but
Casserole.
I heard it's really good, but I haven't tried it.
So we really like zucchini. So for it to be put out that much, it made us really happy. So if things were to happen the same way this year as it did last year in terms of the growth, in terms of how much the output we got from that gives us a good idea of how many zucchini plants we actually need to put in to have a nice abundant harvest. Cool. All right, zucchini. Let's see, we got zucchini, honeydew, cantaloupe,
and collard greens.
And last but not least, I'm gonna say eggplant.
Oh yes.
Eggplant is not a plant you see a lot of people eating.
Yeah. No. But when you don't have a choice and you want something to grow and you need something to grow, then you grow what grows, right?
Absolutely, man. You grow what grows, and the thing about it is you grow a lot of it. You only need a few zucchini plants, and you can get a lot of zucchini. They won't always be big, but you can get a lot of zucchini, man. So there's, I say zucchini, eggplant. Sorry, you can get a lot of eggplant. So the eggplant, the Black Beauty variety, it would just produce, one fruit after another. And the cool thing is, listen, low maintenance, easy. You can go out there and water it once or twice a week. I think the eggplant was one of the few plants that actually survived the heat, that heat wave. And when I say survived it, I mean yes, we still had to water it and maintain it, but we didn't have to care for it as much as we had to care for some other stuff. Some other stuff was a little bit more sensitive to the heat.
Oh yeah.
But the eggplant did really well. Like
heat resistant.
Very heat resistant. But very grower friendly. Very little. I tell you what, the year before, we planted it in we had a little shade house, a shade cage, right? We had a cage with we had a cage with a mosquito net over top of it. That eggplant was they were all like good sized eggplant. And like I said, a lot of people don't talk about it, like a lot of people don't eat it. And I'm a firm believer, me personally, I'm a firm believer in grow what you like. Like I can't stand Brussels sprouts, so I'm not gonna grow Brussels sprouts.
I say grow what you can.
She says grow what you can, and
start with what you like, but if you can't,
yeah,
grow what you can.
Grow what you can, which is the purpose of this video, is to show you give you some things that'll be relatively simple, relatively easy and grower friendly, right? But I don't like. So for me, I don't like Brussels sprouts. So and I always go back to
the way you said it, I can tell.
So my thought process is, why grow Brussels sprouts when I can grow something else that I like? I can grow more of something else.
And I'm like, hey, if Brussels sprouts are the only thing that you can grow, you better grow them.
Grow the heck out of them.
Saute them with some onions, flavor them up really good, and
they still gonna be nasty.
Because that's
That's me. That's my perspective.
I'm seeing a lot of things going on to where there might not be a choice. There's not a lot of food left on some of these shelves.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Really should you can't be picky all the time. Just grow what you can.
Yeah. And in that case, with that being said, she's absolutely right. Because something is better than nothing. And that at the end of the day, if you ain't got nothing to eat but bell peppers, so be it, man. Grow them suckers and eat them. It's food, right? So if that's all you can grow it. Grow a lot of it.
And trade. You can always trade someone else that has they may be growing something different that you can't grow. You take what you have and you trade it for what they have.
Absolutely. So there you guys have it. We've given you 5 things that you can grow that's going to be grower friendly. Things that you don't have, that's not going to be high maintenance. Things that will make you happy because you'll see growth and you'll get production. You'll get fruit or vegetable. You'll get a fruit or a vegetable off of this thing, and it'll make you feel good and it tastes good too. So yeah. So there you have it. 5 things. What we said, we had cantaloupe, honeydew, zucchini, eggplant, and what was the last thing?
Collard greens.
Collard greens.
The first thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And the collard greens. And the beautiful thing about like stuff like collard greens is that they just keep growing. They just keep growing. You just take the leaves, just harvest the leaves, and let it go, man. And just let them keep going.
Or let them grow to seed. Go to seed and collect the seeds so you can.
Always have you at least one plant that you want to just let go to seed, and whatever, no matter what you grow. That way you can harvest. When we talk about leafy things, I mean, obviously things like tomato plants, they're gonna have the seeds inside. But when we're talking about leafy vegetables like kale, greens, stuff like that, you want to cabbages, you want to let them go to seed. All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for tuning in and checking us out, rocking with us for this.
And we begin to
woo, steady. Rock veggie.
Hey, you gotta do the dance. How they do it?
Veggie rocking all night. I don't know. I gotta watch the video. But thanks for rocking with us for this last last little bit of time. Hopefully you guys take something away from this video that's going to help you. If you're a beginner gardener, if you're an experienced gardener or intermediate, then hey, you know what? Maybe we've just given you something else that you can add to your garden. But
if we left out one that you feel like is very easy to grow, drop it down in the comment section. We can
add it to our next video. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We love you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video.